All right, Keith, Michigan State University has removed the memorials on campus in honor of the victims of last week's mass shooting. Flowers, candles, and other items have been placed outside of the Union and Berkey Hall. The rock, along with the famous Sparty statue at MSU. The university is leading the effort to move the items due to snow that Keith just mentioned, which will be falling tomorrow heavily. Officials say the items will be preserved by the MSU Archives and the MSU Museum, with flowers ground into mulch to be used to plant a memorial tree outside of Berkey Hall. Gun violence continues to be top of mind in Lansing as advocates demand lawmakers do something to try to make sure that a mass shooting like the one that happened at MSU and at Oxford High School don't happen again. Our political reporter Rachel Louise Just sat in on hours of testimony about bills that are aiming at reducing gun violence.
It's been 17 days since 3 students were murdered, 5 were critically injured, and countless more were scarred by the mass shooting at Michigan State. For so many, the heightened emotions of February 13th remain strong.
A child's casket, despite the weight, seems the heaviest. I am unsure of how many hashtags and funerals and memorials we must go through before you can get just a glimpse of what this generation has gone through.
Those emotions on display during 3 hours of sometimes graphic testimony in the Michigan Senate Judiciary Committee, where lawmakers are considering 3 proposals to address gun violence. The bills, reintroduced in the wake of the MSU mass shooting, would put laws in place to require safe gun storage practices, universal background checks, and extreme risk protection orders, known as red flag laws.
How dare you say that saving even one life or preventing even one injury or one suicide or one school shooting doesn't matter?
It wasn't just grief we saw today, but anger, especially from those who experienced the shooting in Oxford just 15 months before MSU, back in the Capitol once again asking for change.
I'm saying the same thing to you people. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Coming into this room, I'm getting a little bit angry again.
Some lawmakers prompting frustrated responses from the audience and each other.
You can name these departments that a person says this individual's family member is a deadly threat to themselves or else has access to the firearm, and the police said no.
I have absolutely seen that, and I've seen it multiple times.
Few opponents to the bills speaking today, but those who did say they believe the bills are an overreaction infringing on Second Amendment rights, calling the response political opportunism.
Our opposition to these bills is that they're being presented as an answer to what happened in Michigan State, but yet we see right away that these bills would not have solved what happened at Michigan State. It would not have prevented it.
With specifically like safe storage, we know that would have changed things in Oxford. Do you feel like that is a factor at all in why they might be putting those forward?
It's saying that somehow we're going to pass this law and everyone's going to abide by it. But as we know, people don't abide by the laws.
The bills are expected to pass through committee, which has a Democratic majority. The House has duplicates of the bills, with those bills getting a hearing also this week. We have seen one Republican senator today in that hearing saying that he was concerned about some of these pieces of legislation. Other conservatives have said they would consider supporting it.